Hey, Shop Talkers, welcome to our Shop Talk 360 chat. I'm here with my very dear friend and advisory board member for Shop Talk 360, Curt Walton, who's the Vice President of Facilities with Saks Fifth Avenue. Hey, Curt, thank you for
Hi,
joining.
Grace. How are you today?
I'm doing well. So great to see you.
Good. Nice seeing you too.
Okay, so we're going to jump right into our chat. My first question to you is, what are you working on during this new normal, during this time?
Sure. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, we had to let a couple people go in my department on furlough. We do plan on bringing them back, but we're doing the big maintenance items right now in the stores. They're shut down, obviously, at every store in the U.S. And we're hitting the long lead time, maintenance items such as escalator clean downs that take a week.
Oh, sure.
So we've engaged our vertical transportation contractor to go into the stores while we're shut down and do that week-long maintenance, which we haven't been able to do properly in quite some time because of the sales. You can't have units down for a week. We're also executing the preventive maintenance on the HVAC, getting that all ready for the season, starting up plants, de-winterizing towers. I'm on a couple different contact lists within our company. We have some advisory boards of our own that we're working on the pre-opening checklist. So I've been working with some consultants in the environmental industry to sign off on the checklist of the cleaning and best practices that we're going to be utilizing to reopen the stores. It's been busy. We're doing a lot of housekeeping stuff. A lot of the maintenance, as far as break fix stuff, we've deferred until the stores start bringing in revenue again. But anything that was pending repair already approved, we executed. So we're just, tidying up, doing some housekeeping stuff and trying to give the stores a clean slate when the buildings eventually do open back up to the public.
Okay, great. Sounds like great planning. I know a lot of brands are doing that. A lot of brands did furlough or scale back, and they've been doing everything they can just to stay afloat. And hopefully, in a few months ahead, we can look at how we're going to reopen. That in itself is a little bit of a daunting task, I'm sure.
Sure is. Yeah. It's weighing heavily on everybody's mind from the top down. I mean, the goal is to get these people back to work, get the stores opening, get the public back in. Our clients that are, what we're finding, are very good friends. I mean, we have people in the stores doing like one-on-one consultations, and they're still selling. There are a couple people in the stores now, kind of protecting the assets and then doing fulfillment. But we're still selling. It's shocking to see the clientele store relationship that you just wouldn't really notice or pay attention to if we didn't have this happen. So they're doing some amazing things in the stores to still sell and keep the clients happy. So
are they selling online, like a virtual kind of, and someone's in the store showing merchandise?
A couple different things. Like a trunk show type scenario, that's for the very, good customers, where we know exactly what their taste is, and they'll send advisors over. I even heard of a GM going to somebody's house, and, bringing some, merchandise and making sales left and right with that.
Sure.
And then eventually it'll be, I think, a trickle in, scaled back, environment for a little while, but then eventually I think the goal was, and this is public, Mark Metric did a New York Post article, June 1st, I think, is a target for the majority of our stores to open back up. And we're looking at doing a little earlier, depending on how the states, start to release some of those restrictions.
Okay,
So,
sure. I know Saks Fifth Avenue is always known for their incredible personal shoppers. That
absolutely.
one-on-one experience, they know their client
Yeah.
well and look to service them. So
Yeah.
that's important, and it's interesting too, because I think it's just important for folks mentally and emotionally to get
Sure.
back into some sort of normal rhythm. These daily or weekly things we take for granted,
Right.
that we
Right.
really miss now. It's nice to see some of it coming back in some shape and form. It's wonderful.
Some of our top clients, I was on a call the other day that one of the store's GMs created a virtual happy hour for some of the better clients, and they sent them bottles of whatever they wanted. So the store, ordered a bottle of wine and sent it to A customer, a bottle of champagne, sent it to B customer. And then on Thursday of last week, they all got on Zoom that we're on now and had a cocktail, so that's the kind of relationship our stores have with the customers.
Sure.
Pretty impressive.
That is very impressive, and just how important that is, just having that connectivity still, right?
Sure.
Especially during times of stress. Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. Now your turn. You can ask me a question.
Yeah. So as far as what you're involved with, industry trade shows, and there's so many out there these days, and I know you focus on a lot of the partnerships within that world. What does that look like for the new norm? I mean, on the convention side, what do you think we're going to see in the next 6 to 8 months on that end?
I think there's a lot of course, virtual platforms that are being utilized now.
Right.
But I don't see anything opening up until we've tested, and there's probably more cities that are opening up successfully, without any spike in additional cases or death toll. I kind of see that it's pretty much probably, I hate to say this, I don't want to sound negative, but it's pretty much done for the second and third quarter easily.
Right.
We'll see how things are, in the fourth quarter, but then there's been a lot of concern, a lot of voice concern from the medical and science field about the possibility of this virus coming back stronger.
Right.
So, I think everyone's erring on caution, and in the interim, there's been a lot of wonderful webinars, a lot of great panel discussions that folks are doing online, and we'll kind of go from there. Or maybe the new normal, whenever we do open up for some sort of a conference or trade show, is really some sort of space, the social distance
management.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the space management in terms of folks coming in and out. So whether it's a conference hall, an exhibit hall, or whatever that may be. So I kind of feel like it's still being figured out. If you hear anything different, please let me know. But that's kind of like my take of it.
Yeah, it makes sense. I just didn't know what your thoughts were on what the future looked like. So that's a good answer for me. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now my mantra I have throughout this process, kind of keeps me cool and sane for most of the time, is go in kindness. So what's your mantra or your thoughts for how you're operating and helping yourself through this?
I mean, I kind of go on the whole, when you really want something bad enough, you're unstoppable, kind of. So, I'm just working hard to, be unstoppable, just try to keep the positive attitude and, help where I can and, help create the attitude of optimism versus, negativity. So that's kind of how I, make it through the day. A lot of this hasn't really changed for me as far as I've worked from home for 16 years. So, but as far as the day-to-day stuff, you just have to keep moving, right? Stay positive.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a very good point. To add to what you said, you've been working home for the last 16 years. I've been working home from the last 10 years. So it hasn't really changed, but I guess it's just that old saying, if someone says you can't have something, you want it more, right? So now all of a sudden everyone's working from home, and I think I'm craving to see more people,
Sure.
So it's just that, yeah. Okay, so last question.
Yeah.
What is something that is either funny or ridiculous that's happened during this time for you to share with us?
Yeah, I mean, since we don't really get to go anywhere, there aren't many experience of, being in, like those kind of funny situations. But the thing that's kind of woken me up as far as, going back to the virtual office, remote office that I've been working out of for so long, getting to see the people who I work with, experience that. And it kind of, I kind of joke because I've been saying it for years. I'm much more efficient working from home than I am in New York every time, because you get the cubicle meetings and you get the lunch breaks and many breaks and running into somebody going to the restroom. And people I think are starting to see the efficiencies, but also kind of you see them struggling on the video calls. You can tell they may have a shirt on, but probably shorts on underneath, a decent dress shirt, but then shorts on. And so I just laugh at that. Some people don't care. They grow beards and put on a hat, and that's how they are. And then, I've never seen some of these store people like that. They're always in suits. And
sure.
So it's just, I laugh at some of the get-ups people have, and it's fun to watch. And I think a lot of people are going to value this remote office or this virtual office theory a lot more now, and maybe we'll see more of it. But to your point, it's always good to be in front of somebody, too. So
yes,
to have that interaction.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much, Curt, for joining us and chatting with us. I look forward to catching up with you hopefully at a future live event, or catching up and checking in with you again via
Stay safe.
Virtual conferencing. Yes, definitely. Stay safe. And
nice talking to you.
Good talking to you too. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Although I think I touched my face like 3 times during this.
It's tough.
It is very tough.
It's a tough habit to break.
All right, Curt.
All right, take care.
Thanks so much for everything. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.